Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Mason McKinney, and I am the co creator of Just a Reaper. It's about a young Grim Reaper trying to keep hell off Earth, and in this video, you'll be listening to the commentary of Chapter 3. So, you can find the book on Amazon, and you can also subscribe to this channel, and in below, you can subscribe to the Substack for any future updates to the series. So, without any further ado, let's get to the video.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? It's been a while.
Whoa,
It's
it's been a long while.
yeah, since the last deep dive or just like reaction, deep dive, a
Yeah,
reaction to a Jester Reaper chapter. And
yeah. It's been forever, man. It's been like what, like months on end.
months on end, I think a year or so.
Oh my
Absolutely.
God, we suck.
No, it's
Jesus
just
Christ.
no,
Dude.
like to show people to tell people like how I would work on these types of like comics is I've been playing what's the thing? Well, juggling between like the four comics. I would work on 5 to 10 pages of one comic, and then I would move over to the next one. So
Yeah,
that
you were mad busy. I don't want to. Yeah, like so. I think we said in the first video, like this was written in 2021, so we already had a script pretty much done. It was really just storyboarding and stuff, and I had storyboarded the first 3 chapters. But Mason was doing multiple stories and then running the YouTube and then also going out and vending as well. So you weren't like slouching or anything. I don't want to put it on you like that, but like yeah, no, it's been a long while. I'll tell you that much.
yeah, yeah. So without further ado, oh
Fear
yeah.
justice.
If you're theory just oh yeah, I forgot to say one more thing, right?
Yeah.
The reason why that we have all of the chapters done, and you can look at it, buy it on Amazon with the link in the description below. Or if you don't feel like paying it, just wait a little bit longer so we can just do reactions on the other chapters, right? So, without further ado, theory of justice, right?
All right.
Any thoughts about this before we go
The
on in?
cover.
Yeah, on the
Oh yeah,
cover.
yeah, yeah. I want to say that I sketched that cover.
Wait, can you?
I don't know if you have that picture. Do you have that picture? It's a really bad picture. It's not a good drawing. But I sketched that in the middle of work. Like literally, like I had stepped to the side and sketched that real quick, sent that to Mason, and Mason turned it into this. So I want to say a good job on that, buddy.
Yeah, maybe in the if I could find that picture in post, I'll add that in post, right?
Hell yeah.
Yeah. So, oh yeah, and I got like a good reference for a vulture. Yeah, I think the whole thing came out pretty well. So,
Vulture, like you like Kanye West?
anyway,
What? What? We're
uh,
not. Okay, okay. He didn't make graduate. All right, never mind.
he didn't make, that's all he did. That's all.
That's the only thing he
What do
ever
you
done.
mean?
Yeah, you know,
He made
it's
vultures.
crazy.
He made no. He made vultures, and then he was like, my planet needs me, and then he beamed up to heaven like Melchizedek from the Bible.
Yeah, you know what? It was crazy how like directly after Vultures he got killed. That was really fucked up, man.
Yeah.
Oh
He
wait,
is.
no, I can't curse because of the YouTube thing. God damn
Oh
it.
yeah.
Sorry. Yeah, sorry. You're not making any money on this one, buddy.
Oh no, it's over. It's over. So
Start out.
yeah. It's fine. It's fine. But it's so crazy how this starts like right after. It's like I forgot that this was the end of chapter 2 and this was the beginning of chapter 3. So
Yeah,
we just start off with like the titular character Eric uh going to on patrol trying to look for this demon he was tasked to find without any further assistance from his employer Satan, right?
hmm
And
and Satan is also a metaphor for Elon Musk because we are clout chasers.
yeah, I can finally put Elon Musk in the tags.
Yeah, we
Exactly.
can. Yeah, we can finally put Elon Musk
Yeah,
in the
I can
tags.
put
We
Kanye
can
West
finally
in.
show people
Yeah,
how cool we are.
yeah, I gotta put Elon
We
Musk in
hate
the
Elon Musk
tags. I
too.
gotta put Kanye West in the tags. if you want to say any more popular names I could put in the tag so we can get more clout from this, please do.
There's three names that popped up, and all of them are racist. So I kind of don't want to put that heat on you.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I already screwed you over with the F bomb. So like, let's make sure you can get a little bit of money off of this.
No,
So
it's
maybe like
over. Like I'm not even monetized yet. I can say whatever.
oh, okay, all
I
right,
don't
well, fuck
care.
it then. Yeah, then yeah, fuck it, man.
I don't care
Yeah,
anymore.
though, yeah, it's just in media res, as they call it.
So in the
Chapter 3.
so in the previous chapter, Eric gets talking to by his roommate T, and so to basically sum it all up, Eric is, I got this job. I don't even know if I can do it right, and T is like, you've been having this job for months, and now your employer says you're good enough, so you better start acting like it. And
That's accurate.
so that's pretty much accurate. So
Yeah.
so Eric finally nuts up and just starts going on a montage of him trying to find the demon. And over here, it's pretty cool. Like he's in this montage, we see him going place to place. You wanna take turns reading it?
I mean, they can read it. You
Oh
know what I mean?
yeah,
They don't gotta.
you gotta read
I
it.
don't think we read it last time. Remember, last time we just kind of showed them the pictures and we
Oh
kind of
yeah.
like skipped through.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I guess we can try to like talk about like what was going on through.
Yeah.
Uh,
We'll just describe what was going on. It's funny that we're gonna keep all this in of just
yeah.
us talking about the video. Yeah,
I mean,
we're
it's
like, okay, so yeah, maybe we can edit this here. No. But anyway, though,
yeah.
I remember I had drew something. This is kind of like straight. No, this is not a copy of what I drew. I drew something way different. That you kind of like interpreted differently. No. Here's what happened. I just drew basically placeholders of what the paneling was going to look like, and I kind of gave you kind of reign to kind of like do whatever, just based off of what you saw in the script, and kind of did it well. I like the way it
Oh yeah.
turned out.
Oh yeah. No, actually, no. Here's what I'm not gonna do. I'm not gonna show the thumbnails because you can look at all the thumbnails by purchasing the book down in the description down below. Because
God damn it! I knew you were gonna do that. You fuck! I knew I married. I know I've married a sellout. Oh man, we're married now. I don't know if you guys do this. We're both gay.
No, okay. So let's see if I can find it. But that is true though. In the book that you can look at all the thumbnails from that's used in the book
Yeah,
at the
and
back.
what's also true. Yes, and what's also true is we're both straight people.
Yeah.
So that's just I want to make that clear.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. All the time is in the back of the book. Also, author's notes are in the back of the book. Now we also, I think the last two videos we talked about having fake ads in there. Those are non-existent. So yeah, you just get an author's notes and thumbnails. But it should be enough for you guys. You know what I'm saying? It's pretty cool.
Oh
I
yeah.
think.
So I'm looking at the thumbnail right now. I'm pretty faithful with what you did in the thumbnails.
Oh really?
Yeah.
Oh, huh.
Because the first one he's sitting at the edge of a building, writing in notes. The second one, he's walking down. He's pretty much walking down like in a blank void, a white void. So with that, I just replaced it with him just cutting a demon rat in half. Another one is him just like throwing paper on the ground. So I just drew him like on a sidewalk, just like ripping it up. And the fourth one is just him with a scythe. So I just drew him like slicing it, just doing like a slicing motion. Fifth one, he's just throwing paper. It's like a worm's eye view of us looking up to him, just throwing paper off a building. Yeah, throwing paper off a building. And the last one is just it's a close up shot of him like looking angry. And it's also funny how like when you draw him angry, it looks kind of like the Newgrounds Blam of like emotion. Blowing up the eyes. So I just drew him like looking at his phone. Like you can tell he has like he has an old phone because it only has one camera back camera.
Yeah, one camera on it. That's how you know. That's how you know this guy is That's poor.
Yeah, he don't got like the 4 or the 3 back cameras, like the newer
Yeah.
ones. He's not balling like that. He's like,
Wasn't there? Wasn't? Oh wait, no. I think that's Actually, can I? Should I talk about the next volume?
go
Is that
ahead.
is that going too far?
No,
No,
yeah,
but
go ahead.
no. I remember when we were designing Greg. We had a thing where he was gonna have a clamshell phone. Remember that? Remember when we drew him, when we did the
Hmm.
drawing for him and was gonna? But like I remember, I think I had a joke in either the next volume or the third volume because those are already written. But like I forget if it's in that volume or the next one where he talks about how like he got rid of his phone because of like T or whatever, and he's like, and he's like, I don't want the demons to get me. Like I have to use the clamshell or whatever. Or no,
Hmm.
no, it was like something like
Wait,
about like the government or something.
wait, can you hold that real
I,
quick?
I forget if I wanted that. I forget if I wanted that originally in Daybreak and I put it in the second one or the third one, or we had originally just had. I forget. I don't know. I don't
Wait,
know
hold
why that
on.
just reminded me of that.
Can
Anyway,
you hold that thought real quick?
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, my mom was literally just like right outside my door talking on the phone. And, and I'm like, it's like,
Oh yeah, you want to know Mason's social security number? Ah, yeah.
I'm like, I don't know. Should we just like try this again and go live
You
instead?
wanna- yeah, like, I think we have a lot of good stuff though. I mean, fuck it. You know what I mean?
Why
I
not?
feel like you can just edit it out if you want. Like it's
Yeah,
not really that big of a deal. It's
yeah,
funny though.
I'm gonna leave all of this in the editing still. All right.
Yeah, no, leave all that in,
I'm gonna leave
please.
all
It's
this
funny.
in. It's just raw content, I guess. Just raw
Yeah, that's
content.
how we did the last one. Remember, you didn't even edit that one. You're just like fuck it, like
Yeah,
you just
okay.
left it alone. Yeah,
Yeah.
let's do it old school podcast style. You know what I mean? We'll
Yeah.
just do it live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. One take. That's all a nigga do.
Okay. Yeah. 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 So
Or the
you're
black and black game.
yeah. So you were saying?
Anyway, though, I forget where I was going with that joke or whatever. But yeah, if you said you remain pretty faithful, I'll believe you. I don't have the thumbnails on hand, but yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. It was very
All right.
faithful. It's like 6 panels on the top, one panel like of him screaming, like "Where is he?" at the
Yeah.
bottom. Oh yeah, and I remember I really liked that final panel. Like you can also buy it as a sticker on the Teespring.
You're just you're like a snake oil salesman, man. We need to do something about you. You're gonna
Oh
be a problem.
man. Oh man. You can
You're
you
one of those guys. You can't get no money, man, because you're gonna wild out. I'm
dude,
already know. You're gonna start the
dude,
Jordan Bell.
this is why I'm still broke right now. Because if I had money, it'd be over.
Yeah, yeah. That's why God is keeping you broke. Because if you were rich, you'd be a fucking issue. You be putting poison in the water supply. You're
Oh
like fucking
man.
Nestor, dude.
Oh, that's awful.
Oh my
Anyway,
god.
next page. He's Oh yeah. Also, this is probably why the streams are like not streams, but the videos like 40 minutes long. We go on tangents, but they're all still
Yeah.
related. They're all still related. It's just a
Yeah.
lot.
Listen, I feel like YouTube nowadays is way too clean. We need this back of just like joking around, fucking up and not editing it out. Just leaving it complete fuck ups. Leaving it your mom giving out your fucking blood type. And the video. Shit, man. This is life, man. This is what it
Oh,
is.
one
This
more
is how me and
thing.
you talk.
I think this is also very funny, like especially with the backgrounds. I've only taken if you look at the backgrounds specifically, these are all like images or screenshots that I stole from Google Maps, like Google Earth, 3D Google Earth, right?
Yeah.
And let me tell you something. Charlotte does not have these this many skyscrapers.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Tell them about that. How you've gone from like Charlotte to like New York to like Philly.
Yeah.
You use a bunch of like cities and they don't look the same at all. Like
No,
it's
yeah,
not
no. Like this area, like I don't even know. I just found I just found a photo that I saw and I was like, "Oh yeah, Eric can like sit on the edge of this and I'll just use it." And I don't think there's a single like part of Charlotte that has like this many skyscrapers. Like
I'm not even close.
corner to corner.
Just not even close. I think I think the last commentary we were still deciding on whether or not it took place in Charlotte or not.
Right.
I think this is the confirmation that it does take place in Charlotte
It
now.
does. It does take
So,
place in Charlotte, but it's like, like people who haven't been there, they're not gonna notice. They're like, oh yeah, it's
yeah, this
like
is just a city, I guess.
it's a city like Charlotte, North Carolina. I think I've heard of that place. I think I have
Yeah,
a
and then the
cousin
people
there.
who are from Charlotte, it's like this is not Charlotte. Yeah. Oh yeah, fuck it, man.
Oh man.
Fuck it, we bowl.
Yeah, exactly. So in this page, he's just sitting after like crashing out. He's taking getting his energy back. And then he gets a call from T, and then he just hangs up. And as you can see, I really like this panel. Just
Yeah,
like just being
yeah.
so done with life. I feel like I don't. It's also funny because I don't feel like I draw like this anymore. It's but there's something about it like very like loose and cartoony that I like
Yeah.
about it. Like I
Justin Reaper did hop different styles for a little bit there.
yeah, it's very like I can't really put my finger on it. I guess it did still have like somewhat of a JJK type of stylings, but
Hmm.
it kind of turned into its own unique charm to it.
Yeah.
Because I don't really because I know it's like I don't draw faces like this anymore. Because I was just drawing like Purgatory Academy, and like because like I noticed the more I draw Travis, the more the more they kind of look similar to me. And,
Yeah.
and it's just the eyebrows. It's usually just the eyebrows and maybe the nose.
You know what's funny is that like I did notice in the first book, I'm like, this is just Travis. Like just Travis. There was a couple of panels where I was like, this is just Travis from that book. And I was like,
Yeah.
oh god. I'm like, I can't wait till people get those guys confused.
People gotta make cracked theories about Travis being the cousin of Eric.
Eric, yeah, yeah,
Like,
that's actually his father. I don't know if you knew
yeah,
that.
like everybody's related to Eric from
Yep.
like from the other books somehow.
Every black person. Huey from the Boondocks,
Yeah,
Fat Albert, Uncle Ruckus. Who's another black card? Hal Jordan from fucking Green Lantern.
yeah,
Oh no, what's
freaking
his name? John Stewart. Yeah,
yeah,
John Stewart from Green Lantern.
exactly.
Anyway though, he starts talking to T. You
Yeah,
know,
and
after
T
being so done.
yeah, and T's actually like doing a wellness check and being like, "Are you still alive? You haven't showed up in the house." And he's in the Eric. He's just tired. He just doesn't really. He's just not with it right now. And so he's like, "What do you want from me?" And he's like, "Just chill out, man. I just want to make sure you're all right, and just make sure you're all right." And he's like, "Whatever, dog. It was just whatever." So after that kind of like this whole thing, this whole interaction, it wasn't made to give out information about what's happening in the plot. It's more of context of Eric's relation with T. Because like
Yeah,
that's like looking back, that's what it feels like the most part. Like when we're writing it, we were thinking like, oh, this is just a thing to get to write to get to the next part of the plot. But
yeah.
now that we're looking back at it, now that I'm looking back at it, it gives
Mhm.
off like more of a context that T actually cares about like Eric, and
And
they're
just
not
in his own way.
in his own way, and it's not really and like and he's not just like a landlord to him. You know, he's just
Yeah,
not like
it's there actually is a relationship there. I will say that this is one of those other this scene specifically of Eric and T talking on the phone had like I've been writing that scene for about 6 years. I think I have there's like 5 or 10 different versions of this scene. I think I've written or thought about or drawn like just for fun kind of
mhm.
thing. And this is the one I like the most because it's really short and sweet, but it also explains their personalities kind of, you know what I mean? Kind of
Mhm.
well, like of just like he isn't just some bastard, and then like also like Eric isn't always just like a bitch, like you know what I mean? It's like it kind of plays that side really well, and I think it worked well in this. I think it worked well in this instance because there was a bit of a like once we show the montage, it's like we could have just cut to him going to the demon, or whatever. But I feel like that's not fun. Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, I feel like I wanted to show that, like, even though we have Eric say a lot that he does feel stressed because he doesn't know what he wants to do. But I think if we show it, which we show in the monologue, and then we show just how tired he is and how fucked up he is about this job, it like it just gives off a better message. It kind of shows what we're going for, you
Hmm.
know?
Also, I like this panel of him just like looking at like his
Yeah,
dead
that was my
phone.
favorite panel for a while.
Yeah, like like if I was, dude, if like if I ever have like if I ever have like a depressed phase, that's gonna be my my thumbnail. That's gonna be my
Yeah, for
avatar for
sure.
a while.
Yeah. Only real ones hit me up.
You know, like, instead of a black avatar, it's just gonna be that icon of Eric. Just,
Oh God, bro.
yeah. And then he's like looks at his reflection. He doesn't like what he sees. Takes a step back. I wish I did this a little bit better because I like the idea of him just like taking a step on the end of it of
Hmm.
the thing and looking like he's about to jump off, like committing suicide. I wanted like
Yeah,
that was the thing that I wanted to tell portray, but I failed. Uh,
right.
yeah, but I wanted the whole impression of this to be like Aries probably gonna commit suicide after this, but but it was like a fake. It was like a fake out that he just throws his phone instead.
Oh,
like
that's funny as shit.
like he's fed up, but
Yeah,
like
he's like, fuck it.
he's fed up, but he's not gonna kill himself, right?
Yeah, yeah. Eric is a bit of a weaker guy, but he's not. He has some strength in him. He's kind of like Mark from Invincible a little bit, where
Hmm.
it's just like, yeah, he falters a lot, but it's like his willpower is kind of what keeps him from jumping off the edge of a building.
Like
Apparently.
literally, yeah,
But it doesn't keep him from throwing his phone.
yeah. Oh, what?
I said it doesn't keep him from throwing his phone though. I'll say
Yeah,
that.
like you know when you're pissed, this is like his version of punching drywall, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Like it's destructive, but like you like it's an outlet. It's an outlet.
right.
So as he's like contemplating, or just like he's just pissed off, he doesn't even he's just trying to clear his head. There's like a crash and like an explosion to his distance. But the funny thing is, I still draw him jumping off the building anyway. So,
Yeah. You're like, fuck it, he's suicidal anyway.
he's-
That wasn't enough.
like he can like handle a fall off a building, no problem. But like
Yeah, we're gonna have to discuss that guy's power scaling and everything.
yeah,
There's a couple of times where I'm like, how strong is he actually?
like I ask you how strong is he? Like what is his power? But he's like, "Oh yeah, you can just
I do forget. There was a time period where I think you had asked me that once and I didn't give you a real answer. I don't know if I gave you a real answer, but like I think his power level. I remember there was a while where I always figured his power level is based off of how focused he is.
Mhm.
Because I always viewed the Reaper power as not necessarily a thing that was like it was a thing that was given to him. So he's still kind of on training wheels with it.
Mhm.
So the more confident and like focused he is, the more he can kind of deal with damage and deal damage. But when he's like not focused is when he takes the most damage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's kind of how I viewed it. But like, I don't know if we portray that at all. We just kind of show him just doing whatever, whenever we want.
Like
So
I mean, it's not really the point for that. Like there's if this gets picked up or like people gives us a million bajillion dollars or just like enough money to fund volume 2 because that's what we're
yeah,
trying to go for. Um,
yeah.
we'll have more time to explain that.
I think volume two, because so I think I told Mason what is it? I had written 3 drafts of volume two. I think I'm about to do a 4th one, not because volume two is bad per se, but there's a lot of questions when I reread it recently, and we'll go back to what we're actually talking about in a moment. We're just going on fucking tangents here. But like when I reread chapter or volume two recently, I was kind of being okay, why? I just found myself asking that question a lot. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think that that is like I want us to. I think what the thing about Volume One is that I like about is it ends on a period. You know what I mean? And
Hmm.
I think Volume Two ends on a question mark, and I really don't like that. So I want to go over it and like really make it end with like, okay, and it's over. It's the end of the sentence, not the whole
Yeah.
story. Like, you know what I mean? So like I really want to go over it with that. There's a few episodes of or volumes of uh Just Reaper that kind of have that the premise kind of ends with a question mark, but I'm okay with that. I just thought this second episode needs to end with like a period. That's just for me. Anyway, back to what
Yeah.
we're talking about here. He
We
jumps
were,
off the building
yeah, jumps on
and
the
he kills
building,
himself.
and then we move on to changing the scene to this is actually I remember this was actually based off like a street in Charlotte. I can't name it, but as soon as I added the power lines, it felt more like the South. It's like I
Yeah,
don't
yeah, 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 yeah.
know.
Cut the trees and then we're straight in Charlotte.
Like add trees, add power lines, like no building higher than 3 stories, and then you're good. Like that's the
Yep.
max. So
Good old South, man.
good old South. Gotta love the power lines.
Hmm.
So you see, this is the first instance of Kane, right? Yeah, of
Yes,
Kane.
sir.
We see him. He's all roided out, ready to smash a Mormon kid with a car that he found. And
Yeah.
I remember when I was like drawing the kid. I don't know why, but I was thinking about Rowley from the live action Diary of the Wimpy Kid movie.
I never knew this actually.
Yeah, this is
You never
like
told me about that.
yeah. So like when I was drawing this, like what's a good example of like what a Mormon guy would look like? Oh yeah, Rowley from Diary of a Wimpy Kid. So like I was looking up references of that actor, and I was basically drawing. I was basically using him as a reference for this kid.
Man, I hope he sues us for that. He's like,
Yeah,
you guys fucking got my likeness in here. He's like, yeah, dude, you
uh,
look hilarious.
yeah, but it's not him. It's not him.
Yeah, no, it's not him actually. No, we
Yeah, it's
never
not
said that.
him. So he's like, this was also like a funny exchange. So like the Kane was like, "What did you say to me?" And he was like, "Ah, I wonder. Just wanted to ask you if you could read the good book." And then he's like, you think I can't read?" And
Yeah,
that was
I
like a
do
nut.
remember. Yeah, I do remember when you said that because I. So sometimes when we write, we don't actually write anything. We'll just do the scene, like we'll just improv the scene, kind of.
Yeah.
So and then like we were doing that joke or whatever, and I was like, oh man, it's like you just want to know if you read the book, good book or whatever. He's like, think I can't read or whatever. And I was remember that making me laugh really
Yeah.
hard.
Oh yeah, because like his name was originally just Pride Demon, because I was like his name was just his role, like
Oh yeah, I forgot. This was back before we even like had the whole. No, yeah, no, I remember that because I remember we had the whole like story thing about the 4 sectors of hell or whatever,
yeah,
and like we had like there was a while where like we would just be like, okay, all the demons are named after like sins or like emotions or whatever, and then I don't know what happened. I don't know what happened. We just were just like, no, fuck that. Like let's just like
yeah,
name them. Let's actually name them something or whatever. Um yeah, no, that's interesting.
yeah. So
That's really funny actually.
yeah, that also like I mean it also fits the aesthetic, the personality of him. Like, oh, who do you think you are telling me that? But as
Yeah,
he tries
yeah.
to like crush that kid, like that's when we have like the first shonen save
Yeah.
of the series. Him just
Look
showed
at our
up.
hero.
Look over here,
Look
just
at him.
like just taking on that car, and he's
Hmm.
like, "Get out of here, kid." And then like the kid still is still on that Mormon job. Just be like, "All right, thanks, but would you like to know? Would you like to read?" And then he just get out of here.
Get the hell out of
Yeah,
here.
get the hell out of here.
Oh man.
Oh yeah, and I remember you still I'm looking back at the thumbnails of like that because I remember it was gonna be something else, but you added a pointer of how that last panel should look like, right? And it was no,
Right.
oh yeah, it was just gonna be them looking at each other. It was just gonna be them looking at each
Yeah.
other, what was it, medium headshots. But I
Yeah,
remember I
no,
showed that to
no,
you,
fuck.
and you're like, no, you got to make it look more like One Piece.
Yeah,
I think that
that's
was
what
the
it was.
idea. That was
I
the
was literally
idea.
about to say that. Yeah, you're right. So I drew just both of the heads looking at each other because I think I think the way that this chapter ends is there's a part where what is it? They just start looking at each other or whatever. But I remember with this one specifically, there's that one shot in One Piece. I think it's like Luffy and maybe Arlong, and they're like standing on the other side of the book, and there's just a giant, just like a sound effect in the middle of it. But instead, I was like, just have them both stand there and just have them stand in the blank space. You were the one that added the two headshots
Hmm.
because you made it more interesting. Because you were like, don't have them sit in this black blank space. That's not going to look right.
Oh
Just
yeah,
have them do the headshots too.
I guess for me, I'm just afraid of blank space. Like that's
Yeah, no, you definitely want to fill up a page or whatever.
yeah. Every time when I see a blank space, I'm like, you're not. It's not done. Like what else is there?
Mm,
So like that's not like a definitive way of how somebody should do it, because if you look at something like Bleach, it has a lot of blank space. But at the same
hmm.
time, it's like you don't know, like you can't tell an artist when a work isn't finished, right?
Right.
So that's just my thing. That's just my thing. So I do like this how it came out. It's like a good half and half of like your input and mine. Like it's
Yeah.
one of those things.
Yeah, it's
So,
one of those things where it's like, and it happens kind of rarely in Just a Reaper
mhm.
because like some things will be just you and some things will be just me, but like there's sometimes in Just a Reaper where it's like a mix, a really well good like blend of both of us
Mhm.
at the same time.
Right, right. And then like
Anywho,
the next page is like, I've been looking for you. It's like, you're demon? Nah. Oh yeah, and the idea of this. I remember there was like that one scene in try to remember, Gurren Lagann, where the main guy, the older brother figure, he had a sword
mhm.
that was like so that like as he was like drawing it out, it was so exaggerated to the point where it was like longer than any rational sword should be. And I just kind of took that I kind of took that as inspiration. So like when he like grabbed his hands together, he just starts like summoning the scythe. It just extends. It just extends. So
Mm,
it just extends like that.
right.
And this is like one of the
Yeah.
yeah, what?
Oh no, I'll say I remember. I think I remember you saying something interesting about that.
Yeah. So it's kind of like a magic trick. So you can also
Hmm.
imagine it as like Eric just pulling out the belt.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. That's actually kind of funny. Yeah, I didn't never thought about it like that.
it's like
It
no.
reminded me of Goku's power pole.
Yeah,
That's what it's based off
that was
of.
also
Yeah,
another inspiration for his scythe. And
yeah. It's like a
retracting.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, it's a Swiss Army knife. It turns into like a knife or a scythe or like whatever it like he needs for the occasion to just
Yeah.
reap souls or reap demons. And then the first splash page over here, like just a reaper.
Now there's a funny. I remember in the script there was like three. There was two or three instances of him saying, "Nah, I'm just a Reaper."
Yeah,
Do you remember that? Do you
yeah.
remember when? Because
This was the first one.
Yeah, this is the
This was the
first one.
first one.
But I remember I had I was like, listen, dude, like we can't have him because this was before we chose the title Just Reaper. This story was called something different because
The
the story was
mailman.
kind of different. Yeah, it was called The Mailman for a while because it was like half workplace comedy, half this.
Mm.
So when it was originally The Mailman, he says three times, he's like, "Nah, I'm just a Reaper," and I had told Mason, I'm like, dog, like he can't have a catchphrase. Like, don't let's not give him a catchphrase. And I remember Mason was like, no, like it's gonna be cool. And I was like, nah, dude. And then it's like we were thinking about changing the title to that. And I was like, man, I don't know, I don't want him to like say the title like three times or whatever. And so we compromised. I had asked a friend of mine that we both knew. I forget his name. Who was it again?
Alex.
Alex,
Alex.
yeah, we had asked a friend of ours, Alex. We were like, "Hey, what title do you like more?" And he's like, I like the other one better." I'm like, "All right, fuck it. I guess Mason won this one." And we managed to cut that down to two times. He says it. This is twice. Said now, and he says in a later chapter,
In
which
a
is way too soon.
later chapter that's not far away from this one.
Yeah,
Also,
not very
if
far
y'all
away,
like
yeah.
this design, you can now get it on TV.
Oh my god,
No, I
what is
haven't.
this fucking? God
No,
damn it.
no, it's not. It's not on T Public. But I do want. I actually want this on a shirt though. This looks cool.
Yeah, we. Do you think we should get this before the event in May,
In
so
the
you can get it
event,
like a hoodie or something?
no, that's too much to carry around. Or you mean just for us?
Or- Yeah, maybe some like a shirt for us to wear or something like that.
Uh,
We'll
we
talk
gotta
about
think
it
about. We'll
later.
talk about later. We'll talk about
Yeah, we'll
later.
deal with it later.
Anyway, next, and
Yeah.
then the first splat, like double page splash of him just like cutting him in the abdomen, which was pretty cool. And every time I think about this slash, I always think about there was this game, this Naruto game on the Wii, not the Wii, but on the GameCube, the GameCube and the Wii, right? It was like
Mhm.
it wasn't the Ultimate Ninja Storm. It was like Clash of Revolution or Clash of Ninjas Heroes or Clash of Ninja or whatever like that. I remember they
Mhm.
had like this visceral like swiping like sound effect that sounded like they put like a zipper like a zipper sound effect that like just packed a really heavy punch. And
Right.
that's what always comes to my head if I when I drew this. I'm probably gonna put that sound effect up on you, like up or something like that.
That's so
When I get
funny.
here. Yeah, moving on. Yeah, like something like that. And then like I also like this when he's like crashing into like different panels of different locations. Because it goes
Yeah, that reminds me of that one panel in Invincible where like Cecil's like trying to find Mark or whatever, and it's like different panels of like Cecil teleporting, being like fuck, fuck,
yeah,
fuck,
I
or
remember.
whatever.
Yeah, I know I saw that.
Yeah. I'll always love that. I'll always love that one. Um, yeah, man, I like this one too. This was your idea. I don't think I forget how I drew it, but it wasn't this way. You kind of put some spice to it.
Let me see if I can go back because I have the full book with me. And those who bought the
Mm.
book from Amazon, you can follow along.
Yeah, you
Uh,
can follow along. I
yeah.
mean, yeah.
Let's see, because I wanted to make this video when the book is available on Amazon. That's why I've been like holding on for a while.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yo, yeah, you need to if you can send me the pages off of the volume 1 PDF or whatever, I can upload it to the Amazon.
Mm.
Yeah,
Well,
just compile what you got, whatever got approved by Amazon. Just give me the pages of chapter 3 and I can put it on there.
the pages of chapter 3. Well, they try and like as
Yeah.
I'm not sure if I follow.
Okay, so like you know how like you submitted the PDF to Amazon, right?
Mm-hmm.
So everything got approved, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, so what you'll do is that you go back into the InDesign that got approved by Amazon, and just like export just the chapter 3 section of volume 1,
Mm-hmm.
so that I can put it on Amazon. Because I have it up on Amazon, it's just not approved for paperback yet.
Okay.
Yeah,
All right.
oh yeah. Anyway, though,
Oh yeah, I'm looking
um,
at what you had on like
yeah,
this page. It was like horizontal. It was horizontal
panel breaking, yeah.
panel breaking of him going from one panel to another panel to another panel. And then just at the final panel, it's just like a slap dab him like snapping a tree in half. Like just using that as like a breaking point, like a wall to keep it from going further.
Hmm.
But instead, I did like this. I also forgot that I gave him ears in the back of his head, on his back. I don't think that's there in the later chapters.
Mm.
And it is what it is. It is what it is. So after that, he just walks up to the to where he left him, and
Yeah,
these two panels.
yeah. First win.
First win
W Eric, man.
to be Eric.
W Eric.
He's paused in his relief and he's like, "Let's go!"
Oh.
Like very like he got his first win. And then you have
Yeah.
the demon slicing out of him. And as you can see, as the demon comes out of the host, he slowly regains his hair. He slowly regains his like original form. So like,
Yeah. So I think the one thing that I think the last time we said that if we were ever going to do the first chapter ever again, we'd probably put an action scene or something in. Like we'd probably do a little bit more.
mhm.
With this, I also think that we should have gave it like because there's a part later that makes the host and kind of important to Eric. We should have made it kind of like clear that the host was kind of important, and so we really don't do that. We just kind of have him like just like die and just like slowly come back or whatever. And yeah, that's the one thing I always look back at. I'm like, we probably should have did something about that. Because it just looks weird. It's just a weird plot point almost, you know?
Oh, what do you mean by that?
So I guess the it's funny that we're spoiling the next chapter or whatever for the video. But long story short, like the post becomes important to Eric because Eric doesn't want to kill him. Um, but we don't show really the host at all. We just kind of have him just be like a host, like he's literally just like laying there, like he
No,
doesn't talk or say anything or whatever. I think that we probably should have had him at least like even if it would have made the story a little bit longer, had him at least like talk or something. Like you know what I'm saying? Like at least like show that Eric had a reason to care about him.
I mean, I don't know about that. I think what we have right now is fine because Eric just doesn't want to kill another person because he's like in this thing. He's like in this job wanting to save people, right? So like,
Okay, I guess the fact that we make it clear that he wants to be a hero, I guess that's like
yeah.
a suspension of, but that is a kind of like a large suspension of disbelief because even like a hero like even like Spider-Man, right? You have the
Mm,
scene of like the little girl going to buy some ice cream or something. Like you know what I'm saying? Or like
mm,
the guy going to go like, oh man, I'm gonna go visit my grandma or whatever before Spider-Man comes and saves him. So it's like there is like that aspect of it where I'm like, where it's like I guess we kind of like let the audience kind of decide who this guy is, which can be a good or bad thing.
yeah.
But if I
And the
were to do it again, I probably would have brought that up though.
I
Like
feel
I will say that I would have brought that up.
for me, it's like trying to humanize this demon from like the my perspective of writing this story. The demon is not even that important. He is like I said from the beginning, his name was not originally Kate. His name was just Pride Demon, and that's his role. That's all he was. So it really didn't
True.
matter. All we know, all the audience knows, is that this demon, there's like a demon that came out of hell, took over a host, and the job of a reaper is to reap it before it causes too much havoc. But
True.
later in the chapter, the whole purpose of a scythe is that you can separate the demonic spirit from the body from the host without killing the host. So like
Yeah.
the whole point of the scythe is to just not kill people and just to reap the soul back to hell. So the whole thing, so like when later in the story where Sane's like, "Oh yeah, you're gonna like have to kill this guy." He's like, "This wasn't." I can see it as Eric saying like, "This wasn't part of the gig." Like that, this wasn't part of the gig. I'm not like I like at first. Not only that, he originally just wanted he originally was just killing bugs, and that was it.
Yeah, that's true.
Like,
Yeah.
so not only that, kill like a demon of mass destruction. He's like, fine, I'll just reap the demon, but I'm probably gonna have to. But like, even if I reap a demon, I am able to save the life. But now it's like, oh yeah, I have to kill a guy too. Like he doesn't make it a point. He's just like I don't think we ever make a point that he's like, oh man, I don't know if I'm equipped to kill a guy. He's just like he's more the way that that I picked it up. He's like he'll do it if he has to, but that's not part of the
Yeah,
gig.
because we I think what also that was another thing that I felt like we didn't really hammer home is that like Eric is very aware of what he's doing, but like, and so he has the willpower to do certain things. It's just it's himself. He's still like he's still anxious about it, right? And
Hmm.
so we show that he's anxious about it, but we don't really show what he's willing to do until he really just kills the guy and kind of doesn't like. But we don't really show that he kind of like that is a problem for him still. Like you know what I mean?
Yeah, because like this,
We can kind of touch on that in the next volume. But yeah, I actually can touch on that in the next because there is a part in the next volume where like where that would matter.
yeah,
So
because like
okay, yeah,
right now, I feel like what we did is just fine. Because like for the context of the story, for what we were trying to tell within like within like the chapter or within the overall volume, is these are everybody's roles. We can get into the intricacies of how everybody really feels about it later, but right now, for the sake of the audience, this is everybody's role.
right, okay, yeah, you're right, you're right. Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see where you're coming from with that. And that's how we write this story, guys. You know what I mean? We just
Yeah,
gave you a peek into how me and Mason talk to each other. You know, that's isn't
yeah,
that fun, guys?
yeah. This is like, yeah, these characters are characters first, but like when we're bored, then we can think about like, hey, what does it mean to be Eric?
Right? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. I mean, like
that's when we're like actually have like money to make like endless amounts of volumes. Then we can ask those kinds of questions. But for
yeah.
now,
I guess my thing is also like yeah. I mean, volume one in general, like Daybreak, is just very like it's almost like a I think we said in the beginning it's kind of like a trick on the audience a bit where it's like you kind of get these slice of life moments but then you get all this action as well.
yeah,
And it's kind of it kind of plays that role anyway, so it's like I guess the consequences of that is everything kind of being like, you know, like okay, whose role is this, and then plus it's a pilot too, so I guess it's like you really can't get into these people's feelings too deeply. You know what I mean?
hmm,
We already got deep enough into Eric's feelings already in the last chapter, so I guess in this one it's just like fuck it, guys. This is what you're offered. You know,
yeah, this is your role.
this is your
So
role. This is what you got. Anyway,
as he finds out that like as he's like finds like what the heck is this, the little serpent demon, I imagine like all these demons have like different little slug like figure, snake or slug like figures.
yeah, it's kind of like Danny Phantom.
Yeah,
Remember when Danny
yeah,
Phantom would kind of be like,
we actually had like an idea where he would just like after he would like separate a soul from the body, he would just like slurp it up with his like staff
like
like
Danny, and I remember I said I was like, that's way too like that's just like we're just doing that. Like we just might as well just do that show. Might as well do a comic adaptation of Danny Phantom at that point. And then plus it was more fun and violent seeing Eric have to like slice somebody in half.
hmm,
Like, you know what I mean? Like, and just like really have to put damage. And I think that's what it was, is that like emotionally it was different for Eric. Where like if he had to like slip some, that's almost like a cleaning job almost, which kind of played into the fact that he was kind of like a janitor, like a afterlife janitor almost. But
yeah,
like it was fun seeing him like, you know what I mean, slice a guy in half or like have to stab like violently like stab at people. Because like the Grim Reaper and like most other fiction like doesn't really use the scythe. Really, it's always like, oh, I'm just taking you to the next life. You
yeah,
know what I mean? It's just kind of like, but it's fun to see him use that as a weapon and like
yeah.
as, like really violently too. Like he like that just like slice the guy in half or whatever, like stab him or whatever. It's fun. It's fun to me. Anyway,
Yeah,
though.
he's a he's a demon. He's like a Grim Reaper mixed with a demon hunter.
Yeah, and yeah, we probably need to touch on that too because it's really funny. Because I remember people were like, "Wait, I see a Grim Reaper or a Demon Hunter."
No,
Like,
yeah, because I remember I showed this to the voice actor of Frylock, and I was explaining him the concept of Just a Reaper, and he was like, "Oh, so he's a demon hunter," and I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess so." And like that was like the first time somebody uh told me like that's what he is. That's like basically his
yeah,
job. And I was like, "Oh yeah, I guess you're not wrong in that case." But
yeah, it's funny
he,
how Frylock had to drop that knowledge on you, bro.
yeah, oh
Yo, shout
man.
out Frylock, bro.
Shout out to him. Anyway, as the demon's trying to get away, he just he just stomps on him with his not Air Force Ones.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Remember when I was like, yeah, let's do Air Force Ones, and you're just like, I'm not getting sued over this fucking comic.
but we use like raw Kim like lyrics.
Yeah. See, that's what I was saying before, though. That's exactly what I was saying before. It's funny that we drew that line. We were like, fucking, like, we're like, oh yeah, who gives a fuck about Eric being Rakim? What are they gonna sue us? And then with Nike, we're like, no, guys, come on, man. Like, we got to be like, calm. Like, we don't want those guys on our bumper. Oh my
Man.
god, man.
Oh man! So after he has the upper hand on the demon, like, this is like gonna be a note, like a whatchamacallit, not a note, but a pattern. What I notice with evil is, like, when you have the upper hand of evil, they'll be like, oh man, it was just a joke, like, I wasn't serious. Have mercy. And then you just see Eric the first time. I think the first and only time he says nigga in the volume.
Oh yeah, you're right. Yeah, Eric doesn't cuss in the whole thing.
Yeah,
I forgot about that.
That's everyone around him. Like, everyone around him curses, but he's like, like, the only swear he says is nigga.
Yeah, that's the only one. Oh yeah, because there was a joke that I was gonna put in. I think it's going in the next volume. But there's a joke where T tells him to tell Satan to go, like, go fuck himself, and then Eric is like, I don't want to make a habit out of swearing or whatever, and T's like, you literally kill people. Like what are you talking about? Like, he's like, yeah, but that's just like, it's like, swearing doesn't make you cool. It was something along the lines of that one line from that Invincible episode. It was like, swearing doesn't make you cool or something like that. It's something
Yeah.
really funny like that. Oh man, bro, you just reminded me of that. That's so funny.
Oh man. Next, and then this is the last page of the chapter, where he's like punching him. I'm great, and I want it to be like, as you're reading it, it's supposed to like read like done 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 or something like that. But like, I wanted to like have like a zigzag type of motion. So like, punches him, like, he's a rattles, and then he just does it again. Like, who are you compared to me? Nothing. And I meant to like end of chapter 3 over here, but I didn't do it because of I think it was around here. Well, it wasn't around here that I wanted to like just rush the entire thing. But it was getting to a point. I think this was during an era where I was like trying to understand what I really needed to do with this comic gig. You know what I mean? This whole comic thing. Because I was like, I can finish everything tomorrow, but that doesn't mean anybody would be excited to read it. You know?
Right. Yeah.
So I was like really slowing down.
Yeah, I think chapter 3 was definitely. I think chapter 2 was our most turbulent chapter, but chapter 3 was definitely a point where we kind of agreed that, like, Just Reaper was not going to be a thing we were gonna put in the front of our lives.
Yeah.
Like, we were very, like, we had a conversation where we were just kind of like, listen, like, Just Reaper is just a thing that we're doing, but it's like, it can't be our lives because we literally can't afford for this to like be the thing. You know what I mean? Even though we have belief in it, it's just not the smartest move at this point. Right. So I think this is also where we took kind of like a long break with Just Reaper too.
Mm-hmm.
It was a very long break with Just Reaper. But anyway, though, that's the end of chapter 3.
That's the end of chapter 3, and I think in chapter 4, like after the break, it was like the art style did a little bit of a glow up.
Yeah. Huh.
A little bit. But hey,
yeah,
that's nearly an hour of a let's call this like a what do they call it? Podcast. Commentary. Podcast solitary. So yeah, there's Just a Reaper. Yeah, pick it up on Amazon. Check it out in the description. Join the newsletter. Look at all the other videos on the YouTube channel. And
subscribe to Mason, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, subscribe to Masonymous. And if you made it this far, might as well should. Fuck
it. Yeah, if you're listening to this, really, you are a trooper for sure.
For real. Anyway, I'll take it easy. Peace.